Boys, today we are back, and in today's video, I'm going to be going over my UFC Houston card predictions, not fight predictions, but card predictions for tonight's card, going over the fight of the night, the performance of the night, the lock of the card, the worst fight of the night. These are my predictions for those topics. Let's get right into it. First up, lock of the card, I'm going Carly Giudice over Juliana Miller. I would genuinely put my life savings on this. Juliana Miller's absolutely terrible. She hasn't fought in a really long time. She's genuinely might be the worst women's fighter on the roster. No offense. That's not a bad thing. She's in the UFC, so she has to be somewhat good, I'm not trying to hate, but she's genuinely god-awful. Carly Giudice, great striker, is actually KOing women, so she's got decent power. Her last two fights have been finishes. She has 2 split decision losses, so she could potentially be 7-0 if those fights went a different way, but she's a nice little prospect, good boxer, and I think she actually finishes Juliana Miller. Juliana Miller's terrible, genuinely punches like this. So this is genuinely the lock of the card. I would literally slap down fucking $500 on this. I'd parlay this up with someone I'll talk about later in the card, but yeah, there's no doubt in my mind Carly Giudice is going to run through Juliana Miller easily. So, yeah, that's my lock of the card. It's crazy. This is my first women's fight that I've done lock of the card. Usually women's fights are 50-50, but in my opinion, this is just going to be an absolute slaughter fest. Carly Giudice I think is pretty top level, although she hasn't fought anyone good, but she's getting knockouts. I think she can do really well in the UFC, and Juliana Miller, I think she's the lowest of the low, so lock of the card, Carly Giudice over Juliana Miller, first fight of the night, should be easy. And yeah, put your house on this one. All right, moving on. Fight of the night prediction. I'm going Jeff Neal and Uros Medic to be fight of the night. I picked Uros Medic to win in my predictions. I still think he will win, and I think this is going to be a banger fight. Jeff Neal always comes to scrap. His fight with Shavkat was great. He's had some other great fights. I can't remember them off the top of my head. Slammed out RDA. Had a stinker with Ian Gary, but Ian Gary makes fights boring as fuck, so that wasn't really Jeff Neal's fault. But Jeff Neal's always in a good scrap, so. And Uros Medic, he's either finished or be finished. Every single fight, he's never gone to a decision. He's either won the fight by finish or lost. So he goes out there, he goes for finishes. Jeff Neal, slick striker. Jeff Neal is coming off a bad KO loss to Protest, and so I'm not too confident in Jeff Neal's chin. This could be an early finish for Uros, but Uros does get literally dropped in every single first round of every single fight he's ever had in his fucking life. The guy's chin in the first minute of the fight is genuinely dog shit. Punahele Soriano put him out in 30 seconds. Because he got dropped in the first round. Other than that, I think in his last 4 or 3 fights, he's been dropped in the first minute of the fight. 2 of them, he came back and won, but that Puna fight he lost. But he's a scrapper, so I think this has good potential. If one of them doesn't get finished early, I think this goes to a decision probably. I think I picked Uros by late round, third round finish. I could see that too, but I think this is going to be a barn burner. They both come to scrap. They both come to finish fights. So yeah, fight of the night. I could see some other maybe fight of the nights Leal versus Enjo Kawani could be kind of cool. I think the main event. Well, I'll talk about the main event, but. Yeah, I don't know. I think this is going to be fight of the night. Just simple as that. These 2 guys are going to come to scrap. That's all I really have to say. Moving on. Performance of the night. Give me the main event. Anthony Hernandez over Sean Strickland. I did pick that. I did say that Anthony Hernandez is going to completely dominate Sean Strickland. It won't be close. 50-45. There's been a lot of people in my comments saying, I might be fucked here. And Sean Strickland, everyone thinks Sean Strickland's going to win. Bedtime Guru, they think Sean Strickland's going to win. So... I'm really one of the only, well, not one of the only because there's a ton of YouTubers, but people that I watch, I'm one of the only ones that are picking Hernandez, and people in my comments are picking Strickland. So, but in my opinion, I think Hernandez is going to ragdoll. I think Sean Strickland has absolutely zero grappling. Hasn't showed any grappling in his last fights other than the first Dricus fight, which he did do good. But as we learned, Dricus isn't that good of a grappler. In the Hamzat fight, we saw that he couldn't grapple for shit. So. Yeah, that doesn't really mean much to me. Everyone's saying Strickland's grappling is so good, so good. I can't wait for tonight that people are going to see Sean Strickland is a terrible grappler and Anthony Hernandez is going to... I mean, Sean Strickland might be a good grappler against other guys, but Hernandez is just going to make this look easy. I genuinely can't... I can't see Sean Strickland winning this fight. I genuinely can't. I think it's going to be domination, and I think Anthony Hernandez is going to earn a performance of the night just for a 50-45, maybe a 50-44, just a straight beatdown. I don't see him finishing Strickland. Strickland's too tough to finish, but... Yeah, this is just genuinely this is one of the easiest fights. This isn't a lock. I didn't put this as my lock of the card because Sean Strickland, I do think he has a chance to teep kick, like a body TKO Anthony Hernandez, because Anthony is just so shit to the body. He gets hurt to the body in every one of his fights. So I could see that happening. So that's why it's not the lock of the card, but performance of the night, I think Anthony Hernandez has this on lock. Well, not on lock because I just said it wasn't the lock. You know what I mean. I think Hernandez is going to win, but Strickland does have a good chance of also winning. But I think it's going to be pure domination from Hernandez. So, and I think he'll get a performance of the night over it. And yeah, probably be next for a title shot after Imavov and Khamzat fight, even though there is rumors of Khamzat fighting Yuri at 205. This sport's cooked. Like in the Paramount era, we're not getting like the best fight the best. We're getting all the money fights. So that's a whole nother video though. But I think Hernandez will cement a title shot here with a dominant victory over Strickland. Moving on. Underdog of the card, I couldn't pick between these two guys. These guys are both underdogs, and I have no fucking clue how. Carlos Leal's not good. He lost to Renat Fakhretdinov in like a close fight. People thought he won, but he did lose. He had another fight. I think he finished someone. I can't remember that next fight, but then in his last fight, he got genuinely slimed out in 30 seconds by Muslim Salikov. Leal's not all that. He's really not. I think he only looked good in his first fight because he had huge fucking spots on his back coming over from PFL. The guy was clearly roided out. So now and then in his last few fights we've seen he's not that good. And Njokuani's got huge reach advantage. He's long. I think he can give Leal problems. Even though Njokuani looks great one fight and then shit the next. So I am worried about that with Njokuani, but I think he's a good underdog pick over Carlos Leal. I'm not high on Leal. I'm not really high on Njokuani either, but he's proven that he can go out there. He's pretty violent and he gets finishes. So I think Njokuani's a good underdog. And I also think Ode Osborne, like I genuinely couldn't pick between these two. I'm not sure how Ode Osborne is a underdog against Alibi Idris. Idris literally lost his fight on The Ultimate Fighter. He lost to Joseph Morales and hasn't had a fight since, and he's still in the UFC. So he's coming off a loss on Tough. Before that, he was undefeated. So, and he has Kazakh. Those guys are usually pretty good. So I don't know. I think Ode Osborne, maybe in the grappling, I could see Idris, or however the fuck you pronounce his name. I could see him going towards the grappling. Sorry. I could see him using the grappling, but I think Ode, I think he's got good sprawls. He's like twitchy, he's fast, so and he's a decent striker. He took fucking Steve Erceg to a close ass decision. I know, and it was on short notice. So I think Ode, he's better than his record suggests. I mean, obviously he's not good. He'll never be a top ranked flyweight. Like he'll never be anything in the sport, but I think he's good enough to beat Alibi Idris, just barely. I think he'll squeak out a decision. So these are my two underdogs. Couldn't really pick between them, but if I had to choose one, I would do Njokuani over Leal because Ode Osborne 13-9. That record is just genuinely horrible. And I think Idris. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but I think he could go to the grappling against Ode. Ode has struggled in the past, but Ode's twitchy. He's quick. That fast twitch muscle fiber. I think he'll be able to shuck off some takedowns or get up and sting Alibi Idris on the feet. But if I had to pick one, I'd go Njokuani. But both of these guys, in my opinion, are great underdog picks. Parlay this up with Judice and Hernandez, and you've got a nice little juicy four-legger that'll pay you, good money with two underdogs. So yeah, moving on. The last thing I'll talk about, and I might rant about this for just a few minutes, but no, not a few minutes, but worst fight of the night prediction, I'm going to go with Dan Ige versus Melchizedek Costa, and this is going to be no fault of Melchizedek Costa because he's actually a scrapper. Had a crazy finish against Morgan Charrier in his last fight. Pretty sure he's either on a 4 or 5 fight win streak. A few finishes sprinkled in there. He's just outside the rankings, and I think he's going to be a little bit of a player at featherweight. Do I think he can beat any top 10 guys? I'm not sure because he does have a few losses on his record in the UFC. Got slimed out bad by Steve Garcia, but Steve Garcia is a climbing contender, so I don't rate that too bad. I think he lost to someone else. That's not a good loss too, but recently he's been looking really good. Like I said, either 4 or 5 fight win streak. And let me talk about Dan Ige. I don't fucking understand the hype behind Dan Ige. Like maybe before 2020, before I started watching, this guy used to get some finishes, but this guy is just genuinely a fucking decision machine. Not exciting whatsoever. Every single time this guy fights, it's genuinely a bore fest. Other than his fight with Andre Fili, where he did put him out in the first round, that's an outlier. Other than that, this guy just is a straight decision machine. 19-10. No idea how he's still in the rankings. Dan Ige is one of the most overrated fucking people in UFC history. Like genuinely, I don't understand how people find this guy entertaining. He's boring as fuck to me. All he does is just chuck overhands and then act like he's a boss because he fucking fought Diego Lopez on like 3 hours notice. Didn't do shit in that fight, by the way. Like genuinely didn't do shit in that fight. He made Diego Lopez look fucking boring. Like him and Volk, they make Diego look boring. Like how fucking boring can you be? But Like I said, Dan Ige, one of the most overrated guys ever. Horrible record, still in the rankings somehow. Respect to him. I respect the guy. He's a scrap. He comes to scrap. I mean, I don't believe that, but he showed up 3 hours notice against Diego Lopez. Like, that's pretty badass. But his fighting style is just boring. Just wings overhands. His nickname, because he gets a fucking performance bonus once every fucking 6 years. His name's Dan 50K Ige. Like, he's no way in hell he backs that up every fight. This guy's boring as shit. So yeah, this is going to be the worst fight of the night. No fault of Milk Azile. I think he'll try to bring the fight, but Dan Ige just going to skirt around, just try to land a big fucking overhand right. And I think this fight's going to be dog shit because of Dan Ige. Every Dan Ige fight recently has been dog shit. I'm sorry. I'm kind of going off on him. I fuck with Dan Ige personally, but his fighting style, man, is just not good. Yeah, it's just not good. He's boring as shit, so I think this fight's going to be boring as shit, sadly. I've got like a 29, 28, 30, 27 Milk Azile, or a late rounds finish. I can't remember what I predicted in my prediction video, but yeah, this fight's going to be shit. Dan Ige's terrible at fighting. Now he's terrible at fighting. He's regressed a lot. He's became boring. Decision machine, 19-10, still in the rankings. If he loses this fight, please get him out of the rankings. Like, genuinely, Dan Ige should not be in the rankings anymore. Milk Azile should take his spot, and Dan Ige should, just please get out of the rankings. I don't want to be too harsh on the guy, but you're not a ranked fighter in the UFC anymore, all right? So yeah, that was the last thing I'm going to talk about. These are my predictions for tonight. Worst fight of the night, lock, underdog, all that. Come back to this video when Sean Strickland gets dominated, when Anthony Hernandez 50-45s Sean Strickland, when Milk Azile, Costa, and Dan Ige fight to a shitty decision, when Carly Judice absolutely destroys Juliana Miller, and when Shidi Njokuani and Ode Osborne get some underdog victories. Come back to this video and tell me I am the GOAT at predicting. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe. Enjoy the fights tonight. Catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.